Thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're taking a look at the Verasity token and trying to determine if it has 100x potential from its current price point. Now, if you're new to this series, my name is Ryan. This is the No Autopilot YouTube channel. We're walking through 100x potential cryptos, but with thorough and detailed research. I'm sure you've lost money. I've lost money chasing crypto projects that turned out to be crap, and I don't want to do that anymore. So, in this series, like I said, we're doing deep and thorough research on these projects. There is a lot of information to digest. So, I have put timestamps in the description of the video down below. You could jump around to like whatever point interests you the most. Also, if Veracity goes ahead and passes muster, if I feel good about them, then I'm going to go ahead and add them into my portfolio, which is something that we're going to track as part of the series. Okay, last thing, we're doing something a little bit different on these. If you agree with my overall sentiment for the video, go ahead and slap a thumb up. If you disagree with my sentiment, go ahead and slap a thumb down. And feel free to go the extra mile and share in the comments down below why you agree one way or another. Okay, so from a high level, what Veracity is looking to accomplish, from my understanding, is to revolutionize how digital advertisement is done. So right now, if you're an advertiser and say you want to pay me $1,000 to show your cat food commercial on my videos, your hope is that that video is going to reach the demographic of cat food enthusiasts who are going to want to buy that product. But the problem is that there's a whole bunch of bots out there that are just clicking on videos and watching them, but obviously aren't actually going to be buying the product. So, from an advertiser standpoint, you're wasting money. And it's so bad that a lot of these advertisers actually have to pay for a third party to audit their campaigns to show, okay, these are the crap views, these are the real views. And then they work with your Googles and whatever of the world to get credits issued back for some of these advertising campaigns. What Veracity does is they have a product called Proof of View, which they have a US patent for. And what it does, it allows them to detect live those fraudulent views and in essence discount them, subtract them from the overall view count that the advertisers have to pay for. And they link up through the blockchain, so it's all visible and everything. So from a advertiser standpoint, you have more trust, so you're willing to spend more money, and you know the people who are watching that content are probably more engaged in it because you're like hitting that right audience. And then from the content platform standpoint, your brand reputation is looking better, people are trusting you more, and again, they're looking to spend more money. Another thing that Veracity went ahead and developed is this tool called the video reward system. So if we pull up, this is kind of a test project for them, the Esports Fight Club. So if you've watched any type of esports tournament online, I know I have. Shout out to my League of Legends players out there. Anyhow, they have this system, and it's an overlay onto popular streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube, where you can incentivize viewers to watch every video in a series, or watch the entire tournament, or hit 50 hours of view time, or what have you. And their technology keeps track of that and allows them to earn rewards in Veracity tokens, which are VRA tokens. Much more engaged in watching that content because you're in essence getting paid to do so. And you can go ahead and you could use those VRA tokens in conjunction with the Veracity wallet, which they have out right now, to either trade for other cryptocurrencies, go ahead and sell it straight up for fiat and get, USD cash or British pounds, what have you. You can even exchange it for like Steam gift cards and stuff. So from a technology standpoint, it's pretty dang cool, and I could definitely see a solid use case for it. The other piece I think is really, really interesting here, and you don't always see this when it comes to cryptocurrency, but they have a live functioning product. Like I have it on the screen right now. I could click on this and earn rewards right now. It isn't this like what if scenario that's drawn up on a whiteboard but will never come to fruition. So that definitely gets a major thumbs up from me. Now, my first pit stop in evaluating any of these 100x potential cryptos is to look at the founding group. And the reason I do that is I try and go through my analysis almost like a poor man's venture capitalist, okay? If you have a solid founder in place, everything else typically will fall together, okay? But if you have someone who maybe doesn't have a ton of experience or doesn't have experience raising money for a technology startup, like there's so much stacked against them that it's unlikely to succeed. When it comes to Veracity, I have to be honest with you, they kind of let me down substantially here. Okay. So we have RJ Mark, who's listed as the founder, which is cool. I love that. But if we go ahead and pull up his LinkedIn profile, there's no picture. And to me, in the space of cryptocurrency where there's so many scams, like there's so many scams, it just seems short-sighted or downright iffy that he doesn't have a picture in there. So I went ahead and I continued to do some research. It does look as if RJM has a substantial background when it comes to media. And I think a lot of those connections and experience are probably why he was led to the Veracity idea or the project. But then I even went so far as looking up on YouTube to see if there's any interviews from RJ Mark. And again, I couldn't find anything. And the same story when I pulled up his Twitter, again, there is no picture. It is an active Twitter account, but it's like random generic post about the Veracity token. For me, this is a major red flag. Like if you're going to go ahead and get a 10 million, 80 million, $90 million cryptocurrency project out there, your face needs to be front and center. I need to know everything about you so I feel comfortable giving you my hard earned money. Now, the next area that my poor man's venture capitalist mind goes to is what is the total addressable market cap? So, for digital advertising, it's around $645 billion estimated by the year 2024. And Veracity, as I mentioned, is around 90 million as its total market cap right now. So does it have the potential, if it were to successfully grow, to hit 100x? The answer to that is a resounding yes, certainly. So one of the next areas I like to look at in my venture capitalist approach to these projects is their growth trajectory. Okay, so if they're growing steadily, even though they're small right now, that's fine. They have a proven track record of being able to get new users to their protocol. So with Veracity, it was launched in 2017. It looks like they got it off the ground around 2018. And from this chart, so this top line here is showing the total number of addresses and their growth, right? So it does seem as if that they are adding users pretty consistently, but it is super slow, if I'm being honest. Now, I think that there are two potential explanations for that. Number one, it was built on the Ethereum blockchain, so all those issues around high gas fees and scalability definitely affected Veracity. Now, I think the other part of it too is their main piece of technology, their proof of view, hasn't launched yet. And we'll touch on it in the roadmap here, but it's estimated to be launching in Q4 of 2021. So the next area of the project I like to look at is the tokenomics. Because if there's anything scary or shammy about a cryptocurrency, oftentimes it's really difficult to hide it when you look at the detail of how they distributed their token. So one of the things that stood out to me is how they went ahead and distributed their founder and early team tokens. So what they said is that the founder tokens are locked until the price of VRA reaches a target which is approximately within the range of the ICO price, but that they're not going to tell us exactly at what that price is. So at any point, if the Veracity token were to hit that amount, the founders and team could go ahead and offload tokens and bury the price of the project. So I don't really like that personally for my investing. The other part that I thought was kind of interesting is they have a revenue threshold. So the Veracity token has to achieve a certain revenue threshold in order for the founder and team to qualify for their allocation. And it's released at 25%. Now, for the year 2020, they didn't unlock any, as far as I understand, because they didn't hit the revenue thresholds. But they may in 2021. And if they do, then that could be a substantial amount of tokens coming onto the marketplace to potentially be sold. The other part that I thought was kind of interesting is their buyback and burn process. So, as Veracity grows its revenue, so how much money it's making, it'll randomly take a amount of its profit and go ahead and buy from the exchanges the VRA token and then burn them. So it has the potential, as a Veracity goes ahead and continues to grow and expand and adopt and get new users, to have more of these buybacks and burns, which reduce the overall supply of the Veracity token, which help bump up the price. Now, again, in 2020, there were no burns because they didn't hit those revenue thresholds. And I think the jury's still out if they'll do that in 2021. But with the launch of the proof of view technology in Q4 of 2021, maybe 2022, we'll have a nice substantial burn of the token. Now, the last piece I like to look at when it comes to tokenomics is the distribution of tokens across wallets. We could see from this top address, they have around 53% of the token. I think this may be a burn wallet. If someone from Veracity or maybe a community member who knows, if you can comment in the comment section down below, I'll be sure to pin it so everyone else can see it. But I think this may be a burn address. But anyhow, typically what I like to see is nothing more than 10-15% ownership of a token. Because what will happen is, let's say Veracity has a massive pump and it 10x's, that person could go ahead and just be like, I'm out. Go ahead and sell all their tokens, cash out, and it goes ahead and it buries the token for all the other holders like you and I. So when we look at product, I think there's two things to watch. One is the adoption of their video player overlay. So we touched on this earlier in the video, but being able to add this overlay to YouTube or Twitch videos where viewers are able to earn cryptocurrency rewards for viewing content and how that gains adoption. They've had some tournaments that they've ran from PUBG, Dota 2, Valorant, which is developed by Riot Games, who also happens to be behind League of Legends, one of the most popular computer video games of all time. The other thing to watch is in Q4 2021, their ad fraud detection is going to be going live with proof of view. Now, that is kind of the core of Veracity and why it was founded back in 2017. So, with some of the Ethereum updates coming in August, this is estimated to be going live in Q4 2021. So, it may present an opportunity to buy the rumor and sell the news of the Veracity token. Last couple things, I mentioned that they filed a patent for their proof of view technology, and this is actually the patent here that does exist. I looked. Also, this is just from July 1st. They went ahead and added a couple individuals to their team, a chief revenue officer. You only need one of those if you're anticipating a substantial amount of revenue to manage and monitor, as well as a chief marketing officer who, again, you wouldn't hire unless you're going to have a major push with marketing to go ahead and get your project out there. So I, in my personal opinion, think this is in preparation of their Q4 launch of Proof of View, which they've been waiting for forever, and that they're going to have a whole bunch of marketing content come out in the next couple months. Where can you buy the Veracity token? Well, there's two exchanges that I personally use. The first one here is Bitmart. I've had great experience with Bitmart. They typically list some of those deeper altcoins. Haven't had any issues. Great exchange. The other one here is KuCoin, which is very, very popular and very well trusted. I provided my referral link in the video description. So feel free to use those if you want to go out and buy your very own Veracity tokens. And so go ahead and wrap it up here. So I love Veracity's technology. I love that they've been developing it for so long. I love that they're on the cusp of launching the core centerpiece of their technology here in Q4 2021. I love to see that they're hiring folks to get that message out there effectively. I love they have product that's actually live and functioning right now with their video player overlay. The things I don't like that I can't find an interview from the founder. I don't like that the tokenomics are a little mysterious. In today's world where, again, there's so many crypto scams, even from places you think you would never be scammed from, To me, it just seems really short-sighted. They haven't checked those boxes. So for me personally, I am not going to be buying the Veracity token. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is it something you're going to add to your portfolio? Is it something you think too might be a little iffy? Anyhow, thank you so much for watching the video. My name is Ryan. This is No Autopilot, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.